Oke, oke.
Oke, ya, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our podcast Mas. Also today we are going to talk and discuss about the literature, and our literature context today is fable or moral
Narrative.
story. Yes, narrative text of literature. The story that we will discuss in today is about Sangkuriang. So yeah, everyone surely knows the Sangkuriang because it is a popular legend story, and especially West Java province people, they know about the Sangkuriang story. So today we are going to answer 9 questions from the netizen, yeah, and that were those were delivered in the our Instagram account at podcastupward.com. Okay, so let's start the first questions. Oh yeah, before we start the discussion, we would like to introduce ourselves. First, me, Fajar Naftian, as host maybe, and with two my friends. Who are you guys? First is Isan Nurdin Ma'arif, and
Yeah.
the second one is Muhammad Faras Ramadan with the background for Bujil Podcast. Okay, and okay, let's start the first one about the questions. Okay, before, how are you guys, Isan and Faras?
I'm fine.
Okay, I'm very well. Thank you. And how about you?
I'm very good, also very good, and thank you. And first questions is, please retell the story about the Sangkuriang for about 2 minutes and 3 minutes, or 3 minutes. Isan or Faras, who wants to?
Me.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay. Sangkuriang is a common legend in West Java, and everyone's maybe know about Sangkuriang story. So I'm here to retell the story of Sangkuriang very quickly. One time ago, there was a family which lived in Palace of Priangan. They were live happily. Also, the father was a dog. His name is Tumang, and the mother named Dayang Sumbi, and the son was Sangkuriang. One day, Dayang Sumbi asked her son to hunt a deer in the jungle, but Sangkuriang didn't get the deer in the jungle. He felt so bored, and he decided to kill Tumang. After getting the home, he gave Tumang livers, but he thought that it was deer liver. But Dayang Sumbi realized it wasn't deer liver. It was Tumang's liver. So she was so angry, and she asked Sangkuriang to get out from her house. After many years, Sangkuriang became a handsome man. He liked traveling many places, and finally met a beautiful woman in the village. He fell in love with her, and they love each other, and they are discussing about the plan. But Dayang Zumbi was shocked because she realized the man is her son, Sangkuriang. She tried to him not to marry her, and she gave a challenge to Sangkuriang to make a huge ship and lake for a night. Sangkuriang wasn't afraid, and she accepted the challenge. He tried as fast, as strong as he could, but in the end, Sangkuriang was failed. Sangkuriang was so angry, and he kicked the ship into the lake. It came to be a mound, and it was called Tangkuban Perahu Mound. now. I think that was the retell about story Sangkuriang. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Isan, for your retelling. And yeah, as Isan said, that West Java people and Indonesian people especially, is probably know about the story, and the story is related to the Tangkuban Perahu, but it's surely a fable, legends, not really the truth. Okay, question number 2. What is the purpose delivered by the author? Okay, who wants to answer the question, guys?
Me again.
Okay.
So I'd like to answer. In story of Sangkuriang or Tangkuban Perahu, the story don't have an author because the story is a legend or origin of a place which is shared from some people in the society, especially in West Java. The story believed as an origin place, and the story can entertain the readers. I think that's all about number 2.
Okay, so guys, as Isan said that the author of the story Sangkuriang is unknown because it is a legend or folk tale, the story that comes from mouth to mouth from people in the past, and the story can entertain or amuse the reader. Okay, we move to number 3, guys. What kinds of verbs mostly appear in the story? Please give an example. Who wants to?
There are some types of verb in this which appear in the Sangkuriang story. For example, regular verb. For example, leave, hunt, kill, discuss, and etc. And then the story also including irregular verb like when, gave, held, and the last one is linking verb like became and looking. I think that's all from number 3.
Okay, thank you, Isan. Okay, let's move to the question number 4. What kinds of adjective mostly appear in the story? Faras or Isan, probably?
Me,
Faras,
me,
okay.
Fajar.
Sure, Faras.
Okay. About the adjective in my analysis in this story is commonly appears is adjective predicate adjective such as angry, handsome, huge, and etc. I think that's all for number 4.
Okay, so that those are the examples of adjective mostly appear in the story, right?
Yeah, I agree with Faras because my answer is like that. Same, we are the same. And what a nice answer. And the next is number 5. Number 5 is what kinds of adverb mostly appear in the story? Please give example.
Adverb.
Adverb.
May I?
Yeah, Faras, time's yours.
Okay. In my analysis in this story, there are some adverb which is commonly appears in the story. There are adverb of place, for example, like once upon a time or once upon time ago, and the place of Priangan land. Do you get it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, Isan has explained about the adjective, Faras, and adverbs, also the verbs from Isan. So, I would like also to give answer to question number 6, right? The tenses, about the tenses mostly appear in the story. I think, according to my analysis, narrative text that told us about the story in the past use a past simple tense due to it happens in the past, and in the past we always use past continuous tense because cannot be done in present time. And for the examples is there was a family. They were happy. Dayang Sumbi asked her son to hunt a deer. Uh, Use the was were and the verb to or preterite. That's it. Okay. Question number 6 is answered. And
Okay, Fajar, I want just to make sure. So it is almost impossible, or maybe impossible, to use present tense in narrative text. Is it right?
present simple tense.
Yes.
Okay. I think when it is also possible to use the present simple tense in the narrative text, but the narrative text that happen in the present, I think. But for according to my analysis, to the story that happened in the past should use past simple because
I
it tells
see.
it tells the reader that the story is happened in the past. I think that's it. Okay. Okay. After we talk about the grammatical and structure, we move to the number 7. That is probably different from the 4, 5, 6 number. When we compare the number of imperative sentence, question sentence, and statement sentence, which one mostly appeared and which one less? Please give the examples.
Okay. Uh, I'm going to answer the number 7. In my analysis, this story not include imperative sentence because this story looks like retailed by someone, and there is no quotes from some character of the story. There is one statement sentence, but Dayang Sumbi was shocked after looking at his wound on his head. She was sure that what is it? He was her son, which named Sangkuriang.
Okay. Thank you, Faras.
My pleasure.
Okay.
It's okay. Fajar, in Instagram there is a question from the netizen.
Okay.
There is what kind of language feature mostly appeared, and can you please give the example?
Okay. According to my analysis, that there are some language feature in this story. The first, as we know, that language feature has 3. If I'm not mistaken, that there are 3 part of language feature, right? First is what is it? First, I remember the second one. Second one, structured language.
Language technique,
Oh yeah.
structural technique.
First is language technique. The language technique used in the story is verb, noun, predicate, and adjective. Also adverb. It is almost complete due to the story is in order to get the understanding of the reader. For the example, first noun, as we know, the story used the names person, Sangkuriang, Dayang Sumbi, Tumang, and the dog, the Tahuban Perahu, the mountain. It is the noun, as we know, it is the noun. And the second one is about the adjective. The adjective is the happy family, right, and etc. The third one is adverb. As we know, there are some places in this story, such as at the jungle, at the jungle, Priangan place, like Tumang, Sliver, and etc. It is the adverb, not only the adverb of place, but also the adverb of things, such as Tumang, Sliver, and etc. That is, and the second one is about the structure technique. The structure technique used in the story is, according to my analysis, is chronological because the author wrote the story chronologically from the first time until the final session or the final things, and it is also chronological from the cause effect. The cause is um, the Sangkuriang married to the Dayang Sumbi, and the effect is there is a mountain called Tangkuban Perahu. And the third one is about literary language. The literary language in this story, I think, is the allusions, right? Because the author used in the indirect reference to give description about the person in the story. I think that's it, Ras.
Okay, what a nice answer. I hope he or she can help by Fajar answer.
Okay. Okay. I want to.
Okay.
There is a viewers. One of the viewers here wants to ask to Faras.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's it.
one of 10,000 viewers, right? Okay.
Okay.
The question is, according to you, what are the message in the story and what things can influence the readers or audience? Faras.
Okay. Let me answer. I think this story is for entertain readers, but not just for entertain. This story is also delivered some moral values, such as we have to be patient if we work on something, and don't easily give up and find shortcut, or don't be angry so easily. I think like that. So when we work, we have to work with our heart, not with angry or frustration feels or anything else like that.
See.
Yeah, that is the answer from Faras. The viewers. The viewers name is, who is it? Sams Fajar. Okay, thank you,
Oh,
Sams Fajar,
okay.
for your
Thank you, Sams Pajar.
Okay. Okay, guys, we have discussed about the Sangkuriang.
Bohong.
Kenapa sih, San?
Gak kuat.
Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. This is our podcast from today. We have discussed about the Sangkuriang, about the literature review. It is the narrative text, and I hope this podcast can entertain you guys at home and stay safe because the pandemic isn't over yet, and we can see you in the next time with the new discussion. Next week we are going to discuss about the descriptive text. Okay, thank you and see you. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bye. Okay.